I just completed my first 72-hour fast. And boy, was it a little difficult. So to begin this video, I'm SoCal Gula, and we're going to talk about the whole entire process of my 72-hour fast, right? So let's get into it. So to begin, I probably didn't eat the right thing. You know, you could put in the comments or whatever if what you suggest, but I had Denny's, right? I went to Denny's. I had me a steak, T-bone steak, 3 eggs, um, hash browns, some bread, and an orange juice, water, and I also had some pancakes with some syrup on it. That's one that I think did it. But I was just thinking in my head, I just want to eat a big meal before I do a 72-hour fast, 3 days of no eating. And I wanted some pancakes with some syrup because that's sugar. And I wanted to get some glycogen into my body so they could burn that off. So that was the first thing. So as soon as I ate my last bite and swallowed it, I started the clock, 72 hours, let's go, right? And now, obviously that wasn't the most healthy meal. So first few hours, like I'm starting to, feeling a little groggy and stuff, after, especially after the sugar started wearing off. You get that initial sugar high and it starts wearing off. It tasted good, but that was the first thing. So the first few hours I had the kind of like the grogginess from the pancakes and the syrup and a lot of food. I was had a lot of food. I was been eating pretty good. So all that big amount of food kind of had me stuffed, right? So that was the first couple hours. Now, around like 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, um, that's when I started like craving food, because usually you eat every 4, 5, 6 hours, right? You eat 3 meals a day. So my body and my routine just started being like, hey, it's time for a meal. So you're just thinking about meals. So I'm thinking about food a lot because, you're in the process of eating every day, 2 to 3 meals a day, usually three. And now you're not eating, you're skipping that first meal. So your body's like, hey, where's that routine at? Your body's just in a routine mode. And that's what I got for the first like 5, 6, 7 hours. And then going into hour like 8, 9, 10, it was kind of the same thing for like missing the second meal. Like you just start, you're starting getting hunger pains. Your stomach's growling, and you're thinking about food. You're seeing food. Like I was actually working at this time. I do DoorDash on the side, so I was just DoorDashing. So I'm picking up food and I'm smelling the food, and I'm like, oh man. So your brain and your body and everything, your stomach's growling. It wants food. Your brain's thinking I need food, and it's really just in this mode of like desiring food because your body hasn't figured out the process yet. So it's just thinking you need food. So that's what happened like in the first like 10 to 12 hours, right? And then, the day was over. I was still craving food. I went home, went to sleep, and to retrack, I started at 7:24 in the morning. I did that because I wanted to sleep 3 times during this fast, and also I wanted to break the fast in the morning 3 days later, just like I did today, just right now. And I wanted to not have to wait a whole entire day to break. So that later on that day, I went to sleep. So now I wake up. It's about 22 hours into the fast. I'm starting to feel pretty good, actually. You're feeling pretty good. You're like, oh man, like now you're not really into the routine. Your body's starting to adapt to it. So the first like 22 hours, it's feeling pretty good. So I got like a burst of energy, feeling like skinnier, feeling good. No, that's what I started feeling around hour 22. And then somewhere along like hour 25 to hour 34, that's kind of long distance, like I was feeling good here and there, but I would say probably around 30, hour 32 really. So that's about almost a day and a half in, not a day and a half yet. That's when I started feeling like my body started transforming. And it's like, whoa, what's going on? Maybe it was hour 34, something like that. Started transforming, started feeling adapting. It started adapting to using all the glycogen. So your body uses all your glycogen, which is the sugar, which it converts into, and the carbohydrates. It uses that all up first. So when you eat a bunch of food, your body uses that as energy. It turns it into glycogen and uses that first. So once it uses it all, there's no more left because you're fasting. Then it starts adapting into ketosis. It starts eating away the fat. All right. It started turning your fat into ketones and using that as energy. And when your body does that, it kind of like adapts. And like that's when I started feeling a little woozy, a little kind of like weird, a little like lightheadedness, a little just off a little bit. Like I was also drinking water and Celtic salt the entire time. So that's what I would only drink. I don't drink black coffee, but you can drink that. I was drinking absolutely nothing else, just water and Celtic salt. I would just put my finger in the Celtic salt and just put it on my tongue and drink a bunch of water. And that's a huge part. You got to stay hydrated, which I wasn't really doing as good as I should. Water is important, but when you're like fasting, it's kind of like you're have no energy and stuff. So it's like hard to just drink water and just have your stomach filled with water. But yeah, I started adapting to the ketosis around hour 34, 32 or something like that. And I started feeling really awkward and weird. I started feeling a little lightheaded and I had to take a little break, from work. And so I just laid down. And then, after that was over, that process was over, I kind of felt really good after that, really good. So I worked the rest of the day. Wasn't no real issue. I wasn't really having any more cravings or hunger pains like I was the first day. And then you go into the second day, right? So I went home, went to sleep, like 36 hours was 7:00 p.m. So that's a day and you're halfway through. So you made it through the first half with one sleep. So I had the second half and I knew I was going to do 2 sleeps, right? It's 2 more sleeps. So past the 36 hours, it was 7 p.m., finished the day off, went home, went to sleep, and woke up the next day, 48 hours in. 48 hours in, the next day, the last day, I felt kind of good. I felt pretty good, right? And then, so I went back to work. I went to the gym too. I went to the gym every day, just did light workouts. I did some abs the first day and then some chest the next day. Very light, not trying to strain too much, not doing a big run or anything like that. But the last day, after 48 hours, I felt really good, for a while, until like I would say around hour 54. Around hour 54, I really started feeling it. I'm out, like I said, I was door dashing. I was at a grocery store, grocery shopping, and I felt really weak. I was like, whoa, man, I literally had to put my head down in the cart. I started getting really lightheaded, really dizzy. I don't think I was drinking enough water. And that's when I really hit a wall. Like I literally had to go in my car, take a break. And after that delivery, and I had to take like an hour nap like I did because I really couldn't even move my arms. I felt so fatigued and so out of it. I was getting kind of, I would say, delusional, or what it's like, just hard to like concentrate. I was like delivering the wrong thing. I went to the wrong house. I'm like, oh, I went to the wrong house. I had to go back to the other house, forgot to deliver a bag, had to go back to it when I was delivering. So I was starting to get like very like off with my mind. I couldn't really think straight. And I felt really weak. Like I couldn't even lift my body, my whole body. And so that's when I was feeling really bad around hour 54. And I was like, oh man, my body, right? And then I took that hour nap and then I woke up, drank a lot of water. I just had a bottle. I just pounded a couple bottles of water. And then after that, I felt good enough to go work a little bit more. So I kept working for a few more hours. But I still felt weak. I started feeling really weak. So I worked a few more hours till around hour what was it? It was around hour 58, around 58. Then I went home and I was just like, okay, no more. I gotta, you only got, a couple more hours till 72, about 14 more hours. So I was like, okay, I just gotta rest because I literally had no energy. And so then I just went home. I watched a football game. Then so I'm just resting on my couch, and I'm just like literally can't even move. Like I just felt like so weak. I'm just like no energy. You can't move. You're just like dead, just sitting there. And then after the football game, I came in my room, watched the rest of a movie, and so this was past hour 60. And then I went to bed. I had about around I would say 8:30, so I had about like 10 hours to go. Luckily, that last little bit, 8 hours of sleep. And so the last 10 hours, I did 8 hours of sleep. But that sleep was horrible last night. Like I woke up many, many times. Right before I went to bed, I was so dehydrated. I drank a lot of water. So I woke up many times having to go to the bathroom, but I don't know if it was the hunger pains or what it was. I was waking up every hour, every 2 hours, which I normally don't do. I usually go to the bathroom a couple times in the night, but not like this. I was going every hour, every 2 hours, waking up, just feeling bad. Like I could not sleep well. So that's another thing that was weird to me. Like I couldn't sleep. I think it was just the hunger pains or whatever. And then I woke up. With 2 hours to go till 72 hours. And that's, I got ready. I was going to go to the gym, do my last workout, a little light workout. And I kind of felt like my stomach was upset. And they said that if you're dehydrated, which I was because I was going to pee all night, that your stomach acid is still working. There's no food in there. So the stomach acid was probably making my stomach upset. I almost felt like I was going to throw up, but there's nothing to throw up, obviously. I just felt like I was going to. And that was really weird. So I just drank a bunch of water in the morning after dehydrating throughout the night. Just kept drinking water. And I went to the gym, just did a light workout, came back. and got ready how I am now. And then I ate me, I just went and ate a peach. And to break the fast, 72 hours made it. The last like 30 minutes or so was good because you can see the finish line. Ate a peach, ate a banana. Then I waited a few minutes, about 10 minutes or so, and then I went and had a yogurt and cooked 3 eggs, and that was it to redo the fast. I feel good now, feel energized, feeling like I'm ready to go. Can't wait for lunch, honestly, getting a better meal, letting this one sit in so like my digestive tract can set in and my glucose levels and stuff like that can level out. And then we're going to eat a nice tri-tip bowl lunch, right? So that was it. That was my whole experience for my first 72-hour fast. I made it. It's mentally tough. It's mentally hard. It's not easy. Definitely, I like to do hard things, but it helps out with autophagy, cleaning out the dead cells in your body. It helps with just weight loss. I started at 198.6, and when I woke up this morning, I was 191.8. So I pretty much lost 7 pounds while doing this. I'm going to regain some back with the hydration and eating the food, obviously. But it was 7 pounds from when I started till the 3 days. And that was pretty much it. I think that's all the info. And, I do this every 3 months for every new season. And I've done it. This is the 4th time. I did a 41-hour fast, a 48, a 60, now a 72. And I think I'm going to up it another 12 hours again to do 3.5 days next time until I get up to 5 days. That's my goal. So I hope you guys like this video and got some information. Like and subscribe. Follow me if you're on X. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for following me and listening to the story if you're interested in fasting. That's kind of how it went. And I hope you got some information on that to help you with your fast if you're going to do a long fast.